The line "I am large, I contain multitudes" belonged to Walt Whitman since 1855. But it didn't become mine until one ordinary night in a U.S. apartment where I had opened a song of myself. And as I held a dry mango leaf, which had traveled from Valencia, Venezuela, thanks to my sister, I felt the broken, fractured spaces of my childhood. Blackout, the immigration of cousins and uncles, 2 separate houses in 2 separate cities, and mango trees bursting through ceilings. But it all stopped being a puzzle I couldn't figure out. They became multitudes I could finally include in myself. From 2008 to 2020, I spent most of my time split between 2 Venezuelas that should have been mutually destructive for any child. I lived with my mother in Valencia, where she worked incredible hours in an office that paid her less each year, yet refused to leave the country even when the fridge was empty and we ate mangoes for dinner because the mango tree on the roof continued to give freely. I spent weekends and summers in Caracas with my father, in a house that had everything: air conditioning that never shut off during the freaking blackouts, and imported cereal, and brand new clothes every season. 2 cities, 2 economies. But both houses had the same miracle: a mango tree that had pushed itself through the concrete and every summer dumped its bounty upon us like low green lanterns. In Valencia, the fruit fed us when there wasn't much else. In Caracas, we had such an abundance that we gave bags full of them to our guards and our doorman. Same tree, same sticky mango juice, same girl's hands, same self. When I moved to a small town in Louisiana, the sunlight felt heavier and more suffocating than it had in Valencia. And there was no mango tree pushing through the ceiling of my new home. This time, the world did not spontaneously pour sweetness upon me, and the completeness of that ceiling actually made it impossible for me to breathe. That absence was the most difficult challenge I faced in discovering who I was. Without the tree, I felt limited, narrowed down, as if someone had taken Whitman's endless list of things and crossed off half the items. I missed the way the fruit created abundance, regardless of scarcity, the way the 2 Venezuelas felt like a single, continuous harvest. Han Kingston gave me the tool to resist this narrowing. Mulan trains on the mountain until she learns to expand her mind, to make it large as the universe is large, condensing 15 years of a woman's life into a single evening so she can return to her village and fight. After school, my cousins and I will turn broom handles into swords to fight in our own mountain, and my aunt will sit in a blue plastic chair in the doorway and tell us about the llaneras who fought barefoot across the plains and the women who carried babies tied to their backs while walking the Andes during the Independence War. My aunt never read The Woman Warrior, but she told stories the way Brave Orchid tells stories in Shaman. Every reality and myth intertwined so tightly that a girl could build enough strength to endure 12-hour blackouts and days without running water. These stories helped me learn that a woman can forge armor from whatever is available: a broom sword, a rapido, or fallen mangoes. Women provided me with the second half, as he refuses to rank anything. The slave is just as eternal as a master. The city's blab of a pave is just as divine as the quiet of a prairie. And as I read those lines, I realized that the 2 houses, the 2 economies, the 2 versions of Venezuela were not contradictory realities to resolve. They were multitudes that I could contain. The girl who ate mangoes because there was nothing else, and the girl who discarded mangoes because there were too many, were the same girl. The self did not have to choose between abundance and scarcity, or Valencia and Caracas. Whitman's expansive eye included every sound, whether it was in Spanish or English. Together, Whitman and Kingston transformed exile into amplitude. They helped me answer the central question I brought with me from Valencia to Louisiana. How does a Venezuelan girl who grew up and was raised in confusion reconcile a fragmented childhood and develop a single multilingual and multicultural confident self? I started by recognizing that the self was never fragmented. It was simply large. The mango tree had been teaching me that all along. Self-discovery, I now realize, is not a one-way journey out of Venezuela and into a clean American self. Self-discovery is a continuing harvest. You reach up through the stickiness of your past, the uncertainty of your future, or through books written a century prior to your birth, and you take whatever will fit you. Whitman gave me permission to hold multiple contradictions within myself without shame. Kingston gave me the sword and the tradition of storytelling to continue to forge myself larger. Today, I hold the mango leaf as proof that identity doesn't end anywhere. Identity drops, sweet and sticky, from unexpected ceilings. The fragmented childhood that I once believed was split in two built one same mind that has been resilient through it all. Even if there's no mango tree, I can now breathe.